Hello, 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 hello. Hello. How's everyone doing today? Is that? Damn it, I think I actually do have a stain on this shirt. That's annoying. Pulled it out of the wash. I thought it was a wet spot, but I think it's a stain. Dang it. Anyways, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to the last regular stream until next Tuesday. Because Smurf is this weekend, and I've been packing and getting ready, and every time there's an event, I think I'm ready before, and then I realize, oh my god, I have so much shit I have to do, and so I've been panicking. So it is what it is. I forgot I have a dentist appointment Thursday morning. I'm flying out to England Thursday night, so I have to wake up, bring the little guy to school, make sure everything is ready. Then I have to go to the dentist, get my teeth cleaned. Then I got to come back home, do a live stream. Then I got to go pick up, because we're going to do a live stream Thursday, hopefully, just to print and chill before I head out. Then go pick up the little guy from school, then bring him home, and then go to the airport in Detroit. So I have to cross the border into Yankee Doodle Land, and then go to the airport, and then fly from Detroit to Atlanta, and then Atlanta to Manchester. I'll be getting to Manchester 10:30 a.m. local time, for those wondering. And then I got to take the train from the airport to near the hotel, which is relatively close. I'm staying at the same hotel I stayed at last year, and there's a train station like across the street. So take the train to there, and then check into the hotel, and then walk over to the venue and help the Voron guys set up the booth. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a busy day. I need to bring some melatonin. Okay, I can't remember if this is a thing. For my British folks in chat, is melatonin illegal? I remember hearing that, and I can't remember if it's a thing. Do I gotta be careful about bringing melatonin? I bring melatonin when I fly, because it zonks me out on the plane and I'll just sleep. Is melatonin legal in the UK? I could have sworn I remember hearing it wasn't. Anyways, I'll be bringing some on the way there. On the way back, it's not too bad, because it's a day flight. No, it's legal? Okay. It's prescription-only medicine, so it's illegal. Well, it's prescription. I mean, it's complicated. Okay. I mean, I've brought it before. I'm just remembering, because I buy the tablets at Costco, the 5 milligram melatonin things, and they're just like this little white capsule. They taste like mints. They're mints, basically. But I like them when I'm traveling, because I have like really bad anxiety. Like, I don't know if it shows across on camera, but I have anxiety issues. So I have a really bad problem of like, I'm one of those guys that when I go to bed, I just sit there staring at the ceiling, worrying about shit. So I like to take some melatonin and just kind of skip that, especially when I'm flying. Because when I'm flying, it's a pain to sleep on a plane. So as soon as we take off, I'll just pop a melatonin and pass out. Medicine without a prescription from a doctor. But it's not prescription until it hits the ground in the UK, because over here it's not prescription, it's over the counter. You know what? I'll just bring some to take for the flight there, and on the way back I don't need it. I'll be fine. Stay-at-home dad has anxiety. Anxiety, a wee bit of PTSD, the inability to fall asleep before 2 a.m. All kinds of fun stuff. All kinds of fun stuff. Just get a smorgasbord of all the conditions. But I've found my maker chips, so I got all my maker chips to bring that. So look, the green cam is not green anymore, so I can turn off VATS mode. So we got that, so we're good there. So I wouldn't risk bringing it in. Do you have your ETA? Yeah, I did the ETA on like Saturday morning, and like they sent me the email. You have to download an app and scan your face. I don't like this shit. I don't like all the biometric shit that's going on. But anyways, long story short, you scan your face with this app, and it's like, you get an email. It's like, okay, you're being processed. We'll let you know when it's processed. By the time I saw my phone go off, and then I opened up my Gmail account, it was approved. You don't even need anything. It's just tied to your passport. So it's not like you need an extra piece of paper. All it is the questions that you would ask, like the customs people would ask. You just fill it out online beforehand, and then you pay 20 quid to the US government, or to the British government. Considering, I think last time I went to British customs, I didn't even like talk to anyone when I went in. It was just like scan your face at like one of those automatic stations. And it's like, if you have anything to declare, go in this door. And if not, go in this door. And I went in the I don't have anything to declare door, and I just walked on through into Manchester. So yeah. With all the internet security whatnot. Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, the website says you can bring in a 3. I mean, all I usually do is I just bring in like a handful of them in like an Altoids tin or something. So, use of IP, AI use of IP. Dude, I'm actually kind of excited. I've got some hardware coming in. Remember how we played around with Alt last year? And it kind of petered out because one, it was big and it was a full-size desktop. Alt was basically a full-size desktop with a 3080 and whatnot. And lately I've been kind of on a kick of low powered systems. So I have a Zima board 2 on the way. They are sending that. So they're sponsoring that. They're sending me a Zima board 2, which is like an N150 powered computer. So it's a low powered computer, but it has a PCI Express slot. Thomas, gifted 50 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it, Thomas. Hope things are well down in South America down there. Appreciate it. Thomas gets the special YouTube rate. Some countries you can purchase stuff for like local prices instead of global prices, and he's in one of those countries. So he gets memberships cheap. He's lucky. So cheers and appreciate it. I'm gonna refresh my overlay, otherwise my bunny-haired head is gonna be popping up on the side non-stop for the next 10 minutes. Sorry, so I have to refresh that. What was the train of thought? So anyways, it's an N150 powered mini PC, but it has a PCI Express slot. So I bought a NVIDIA Tesla P4, which is an 8 gig VRAM video card from like the 1080 generation, but it's PCI Express powered. So I don't need any additional power. And then I got the bigger power brick. So we're gonna make a little compact LLM machine just for shits and giggles. And then we're gonna try and, I figured do it in 3 stages, but I wanna build like, somebody sent me this on the Discord. And I kind of want to build something like this with it. Only I don't want to do this kind of aesthetic because I'm more of a fan of the angular aesthetic. So I want to do something more like this. So I want to build a completely little standalone, low power, little AI box just for messing around. NVIDIA, it's NVIDIA. NVIDIA, NVIDIA. Not NVIDIA, NVIDIA. Very quickly, you'll try things. I looked through the stuff we mentioned. Oh yeah. But yeah, so what are we doing today? Well, today's stream, I'm gonna see if we can go 3 hours. If not, we don't, because I've got a bunch of stuff to do after stream today, because little guy has scouts tonight. But the plan today is, we are going to keep working on the Micron. We are gonna be doing naughty upskirt stuff. So we're gonna be doing the electronics on this today. Why? Smurf is this weekend. If you're going to Smurf, come say hi to me. I'll give you a maker chip. But at Smurf, people have cool shit. So I haven't done anything with the tool head yet, because just in case I pick up something cool at Smurf, like a hot end or something I want to try out, we'll put it in this so we can try it out as soon as we come back. Can you make your LLM like Marvin? I've got a few ideas on how to do it. I just want to make something that sits there and it's standalone. Like, we played around with the idea last year of making an AI assistant for the stream, but I don't want to do like a Beetle thing where it's just like a VTuber type thing. I want it to be an actual physical thing disconnected from the internet. Because while I do kind of don't mind playing around with LLMs, the whole cloud-based, steal all your data, be like everything spying on you, I don't like that shit. I like local. I like local. And apparently a new model of Gwen came out, and it's like only needs 7 gigs of VRAM to run, and it's apparently pretty good. So we'll play around with that. Can AI replace 3D print? No! AI is horrible. The problem with AI, you can't trust it. The biggest problem with LLMs, you can't trust it. They are getting better at bullshit. I just watched a I don't know, good old speech impediment. Parmesan. I don't know, he's a tech YouTuber. Anyways, he did a video about bullshit with AIs where it's like, how many apples in a kilometer? and like a lot of the newer models are like, those two things don't really make sense. Like, how many apples per mile can my car get? And the gooder, newer models go like, those don't equate. That doesn't make sense. Well, it can't. Meanwhile, ChatGPT is like, well, actually, according to this study here that I totally made up because I'm an LLM, your car gets 84 hectares to the bushel. Yeah. They're all trained on Reddit. Of course, they're BS and can't be trusted. I know. That's why I kind of want to make it like Mother from Aliens, where it's like, you know, you can't trust it. Anyways, let's get this movable feast underway, and let's start working on this. So, LDO Motors Micron. So we are building the LDO Motors Micron, and we have the motion system installed now. So I've gone ahead. Our gantry is, look how stable that is. A little bit there. We'll take that out with belt tensioning. I haven't tensioned the belts yet, but mechanically we're good there. So now we have to do a couple things. We have to, I guess what I probably should do is this stuff on the back of the gantry. Should probably put this stuff on just so it's there and I don't forget. So we'll install this stuff on the gantry. And then what we'll do is we'll flip it over and start installing electronics. Should be pretty fun. AI clipper question just makes up shit. Yeah, that's the problem. Models, okay, remember when you're in school and you have that question on the exam and you're like, none of these answers are really right. And your teacher's like, pick the most right answer. Imagine if everything worked that way. LLMs rarely say, I don't know. They'll just, whatever, that's what the hallucinations are. They just kind of go down a tree until like their internal computation spits out an answer that makes sense to their logic, regardless if it's the right answer, right? It's like, it'll just make shit up. And then the problem is, the moment it breaks containment, other AIs will base their information off this wrong information. Was it Kutzkazart? I think it was Kutzkazart. They did a video where they explained like trying to make videos using AI. Because, you know, when the technology was like brand new, a lot of people started playing around with it. Nobody realized how, you know, kind of a pitfall it was. So Kutzkazart, when AI came out, they're like, hey, let's see if it can like script a video about like, I think it was asteroids or something. And it scripted out a video and they read through it and like, wow, this is actually not bad. But then they started digging and it's like, it's making up sources. It's making up sources. Some stuff is correct. Other stuff it's just making up. So they had to put more work into it to verify what was actually correct instead of just, you know, doing it by hand. And they're like, we can't do this. But then it turned out some other YouTube channel made the same video, but basically just did what the AI said. And that video was released. And now that information has now been used to train other AI models that now reference that video as a source of information, which is incorrect information. So now we're getting like Habsburg AI, where you're training on incorrect information made up by AIs. It's like, oh, we don't have enough real world data to train our driving models for cars. Let's have the cars simulate driving and train off that. So hopefully they can simulate real traffic, and that's one-to-one to real world, because now we're training cars on simulated driving in a simulated environment that's simulated. Yeah. Poison the well. That's some good gamer subs. Go get some gamer subs. Use code Canuck. Link in the video description. While you're down there, don't forget to enter for your chance to win some Polymaker Filament. Every stream, we give away a spool of Polymaker Filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance. So do that too. And then while you're down there, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It's the best way to support the channel. Hold on. A little bit of microfracture stress mark. I had people in the comments that are like, oh, it's actually glue residue. And I'm like, Either way, it goes away. It does work with stress marks. It does work with stress marks. Okay, so we got this one there, that one there. This one I got to figure out what size of the pug I need. So I'm not going to put that on just in case I need to use a pug. So who is going to Smurf? How many other people are going to Smurf? Should be a pretty good show out. I'm looking forward to having stuff I can make videos on the channel. I've got a bunch of stuff in the works, but nothing's at the point where it's ready for videos. Going on Saturday, nice. Yeah, I think, yeah, you have a camera for me. I gotta figure that out. I'm looking forward. It's gonna be fun. It is so weird because we didn't have, it wasn't in December. So it screwed up my whole flow. Because I'm like, you know, pretty much if you notice on the channel, it's like event, and then you have 2 months of videos after the event of event videos, and then you have another event. So it's kind of like this ebb and flow. But because we didn't have Smurf in December this year, it's in March. From like 3D Printopia to now, there's been that big emptiness of event coverage videos that I normally do on the channel. So this is gonna be annoying. Not this year. Aw. Okay, let me do this, because that's gonna have to slide right into there. Okay, so you go there. I don't know if this will fit. Nope, I'm gonna have to use M3/8. Those aren't long enough. M3/8. Oh, hotel, train. Well, if it's train tickets, can't you do a one-day trip? Just like take the train up, hang out, and then go home. Like, I'll be honest, if you are not a vendor and you don't have a booth and you're just visiting these events, you can do them in a day. Like, if you're just kind of there to hang out, you could totally visit these events and knock them out in a day, right? What's going on here? What's going on? Oh. Come on. Doesn't want to get started. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, got one. Got one. Got one. And that is not tight enough. What is not tight enough? Why? Oh. 1 second. I wouldn't knock it out in a day. You can knock it out in a day. You can do it in a day. Went to 3D Printopia with a buddy and brought my family on day 2. There you go. Yeah, like if you're going with 2 different groups of people or something like that, yeah, it makes sense. Why don't you want to? Okay, that's in. Ever tell you I don't like T-nuts? Post-install T-nuts are annoying. There we go. Index, yeah, I'm hoping, I think Bondtech will be there, so there'll be some index stuff to look at. Yeah, there'll be some Bondtech stuff to look at, so that'll be nice, hopefully. There we go. And then what's the other one I got to put on? I got to put this on. What is this one? That guy. And that's green, so that's an accent. I think that's... This guy? Nope. This guy? Nope. This guy? It's this guy. Trying to figure out what this hole is for. What is that hole for? What's this hole for? What is that hole for? Is that... I don't know. Oh. Bondtech bags next to preset. Yeah. So that'll be nice. I'll be able to do some update on the Bondtech stuff. Should be a pretty good event. I do know, I have spoken to a few people. There might be some no-shows. There might be some no-shows from folks, and because unfortunately, right now, there's some stuff going on in like the Middle Eastern part of the world. And unfortunately, there are folks that Dubai was their transfer. So if you are going, you might not see some people you hope to see. And some people might be very tired because their flights are like, instead of going from like here to here, with a transfer here, they're going from here to here to here because Dubai is kind of off limits right now. A lot of the Middle East is kind of a no-go zone right now. What? You want to know who's not having a good day? Other than some obvious people. You want to know who's not having a super swell fun day? Let me find it here because it's kind of Azerbaijanian air traffic control. ATC and Azerbaijan are not having a good day because you can't fly in this area because of the Russian-Ukraine thing, and then also a lot of airlines won't fly through Russia right now, which is understandable. And this whole area is kind of a no-go zone. So you either have to like go underneath and go through Saudi Arabian airspace, or you have to go over Georgian and Azerbaijanian airspace. So there is some poor guy who's like in northern Armenia controlling airspace here, who's had a very busy couple days. So, yeah. Okay, so we have the LDO Micron Plus kit, and there is an official manual for the Micron. It ends at the point after you finish building all the sub-assembly, so you have to like look up the CAD and or the stock 4on V2 assembly manual to kind of see where everything goes. But the LDO kit, which is what we're building, does have a separate section for electronics. So we're not going to put the bed stuff. Do you want to do the bed stuff? I mean, we could do the bed stuff, but we'll start under the hood. We'll do the under the hood stuff first, and then we'll go from there. So we got to put all these skirts on. So let's start building. That's a nice layout. So let's put the skirts on. Let's do some skirts. We're gonna do it's gonna be a pretty chill, easy stream today because again, I've got a bunch of packing to do and whatnot, getting ready for this event. So happy, fun time adventures. So you're gonna go here. Oh wow, that fills up that whole thing. Okay, that's gonna be easy. These are kind of big. There we go. So let's do this. So the cool thing about this, since it's so big or so small, everything is like one piece. Just like my Japanese animes. From someone gifted a membership, whoever it was. It's probably Thomas. Yeah, if you luck out and you get a gifted membership, just remember you'll be able to participate on the monthly members only live streams, along with when videos do come out, you will get them early. So if you do want to help support the channel in the longer term, consider becoming a channel member yourself, because it's $2 a month, and you get all the benefits. There's different tiers to the memberships, which I do like to put for those that want to support the channel more. But there's no actual benefit to having the higher tier membership other than, you know, the sense of satisfaction for supporting the channel more. Because I don't like gatekeeping content behind paywalls, but I do have bills to pay. So I figure $2 a month is a fair ask for 9 hours of content 4 days a week, or 3 days a week. Okay, so you go there. I'm assuming I can mount this before, yeah. So I can put that on. I'm trying to figure out, did they print that in a different color? Did I printed that in a different color? Where does it show the screen? No, is there like a cover to that? I think there's a cover. Yeah, there's like a cover. Ah, that goes on like that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Just trying to think. I think this is like a 2-piece part, and mine's a 1-piece. All right. So where's the front of this? This is the front. 1 3/8. Smash button to like. Everyone likes the smash button. Supposed to be going through Dubai to Australia at the beginning of April, so here's hoping. By April, everything hopefully should be pretty calmed down. I mean, at least at that point, the Israelis or Iranians probably have run out of shit to eat at all the other countries around them. But it's hard to say at this point. Who knows how many stockpiles they have in warehouses that haven't been blown up yet. But there we go. So we got the screen on. And then we have the back. Now on the back, we have a bunch of this. So we got to put a power inlet. So this kit comes with a Pi Model 4B. Nice. And are the fuses installed? That Iran has 80,000 Shahed drones, which make 400 a day. Yeah, but how many are still haven't been, you know, removed from the equation yet? This doesn't fit in here. Did I print the wrong one? Okay, so there's this inlet, and there's also this inlet. I'm assuming we're using this inlet. So if this mounts like this, and it mounts like this, and then that mounts with the yellow, which is the ground facing that way. Okay, so this goes in like that. Okay, and then let me put the wires on this now so we don't lose them. Are these high volt? I think these are the high voltage wires. Dragged into it. Well, the big thing is stockpiles of interceptors. They only make so many, and like they're not cheap. So that's like the biggest thing that's going to be a problem in the long run, is who's going to run out of interceptors first. So are they going to run out of interceptors before the Iranians run out of things to eat? That's kind of the problem. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. All right, so that is that. So make sure that we wire that up similar. Okay. And then I think they do have, do we have an inlet that I can put in this for Ethernet? Do they have a breakout inlet for Ethernet? Like a keystone plug? I don't know if this kit comes with a keystone plug. I don't think it does. No, doesn't have a keystone plug. These, if you haven't seen them, these kind of holes right here that you see on each side, they're keystone. It's like a nominal thing. So you could plug in like an adapter, so you could have an Ethernet plug and like a USB plug there if you want. It's up to you. But in this case, I'm actually gonna have to take this stupid thing out because I don't know if I, shoot, I can't. Dang it, it's clipped in there. I mean, I could, nah. You might want to install the plastic part first before snapping that in, because it blocks the middle screw hole. So I'm only going to use the outer two. So YOLO, be fine with two. Actually, I can't use the middle one anyways, because I drilled holes in the frame so I can drop in nuts after. So yeah. So I kind of forced my hand. So everyone have a good weekend. We went to a model train show over the weekend there on Saturday. Just something to do in the morning. Saturdays or Sundays are usually our out and about day. Go to the mall, do like hit Walmart and whatnot. So one of the small towns out under had a model train show. So we hit that up first thing in the morning. We figured, you know, I'd pop in, spend like 20 minutes, go around, let the little guy look at stuff. We were there for like 2 flipping hours. Guess what the little guy wants for his birthday at the end of the month? Can you guess what the little guy wants for his birthday at the end of the month now? There goes Burr. Well, the thing is, you still got to get the train sets. You can't print the train sets. Like, you just got to buy all, like, the decorations and whatnot. Oh, heck yeah, you 3D print that shit all day. It'll be great. But the actual, like, trains and locomotives and tracks, you have to buy. You really want another hobby? The little guy does. I'd show you the picture, but I'm not gonna, you know, dox my son on the internet. But let's just say he's very into it. Okay, so one side has fans and the other side doesn't. So we have these two sides. They are the same sides. And then we have little filler pieces, I think. Okay, so one side gets filler pieces, and then fans, and the other side is just, I think. How many fans do you have? Do you do fans on both sides? What does a CAD look like? I could get the CAD. Oh, it's fans on both sides. So I can do fans on both sides, or... Ah, I see. Okay. So we can do fans on both sides or fan and grill. I think I'm just going to do fan and grill because... no, I did print enough. I did print enough to do fans and grill. I did do enough for both sides. I did do enough for both sides, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I did do enough for both sides. Okay. So we'll do the grills on both sides. Gotta clean these up. There are train engines and rolling stock. You could 3D print the undercarriage. I know. Believe me, I went down a rabbit hole. I went down a rabbit hole yesterday. Just trying to find a pair of pliers to hold this so I don't burn my fingies. Yeah, I went down a rabbit hole on looking at all this shit the other day. So, yeah. No, he wants the motorized ones with the little villages that you can build and whatnot. He wants like, because he used to have one of those like wooden train tracks when he was a kid. But it's like, it's a wooden train track, right? So you have to like manually move the trains around and whatnot. So. Okay, so we got to put our fans on. Fans for this. I'm assuming it's these two here. All trains I would do N scale. Okay, not M312s, probably M316s then. Used for a Micron build. ABS or ASA would be your best bet. You want to use an ABS or an ASA. There we go. As for what brand, I don't know, Polymaker, use the link below. But there really is no, like, you know, use a good quality brand. The arbitrary. Yeah, and then don't forget there's like different scales in England versus like in Europe and in the UK versus North America. They can't just go like, oh, it's like Gundam, right? 144 or 110 or whatever. No, it's like, no, this is HO because it's half of O scale. And you're like, okay, that makes sense. Then what's N? Well, that's 9 scale because N is 9, right? Which is 160 or something like that. It's like, and then there's G scale, and then there's G unit. One 135 for armor. Like, are you talking like if you're doing tanks or stuff like that? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Are they? No, they're just NEMA 17s. Yeah, these are just NEMA 17 stepper motors. You could do NEMA 14s. But this kit comes with 17s. There we go. Dang it. Of course, the M6, M316 screws are just long enough to push on that and mar it. Ah. Voila! What's the heat gun for? Removes the stress marks. If you ever accidentally stress a part and you get like a little white mark on your printed part, hit it with a heat gun. Hit it with a heat gun. It'll fix it. So we might have a problem here because I didn't realize that this is right in the middle where I drilled these stupid holes. So, Big Brain Taylor here might have effed up. We'll find out in a minute. If not, don't worry, I have a solution because I am big brain and we have things that can fix stuff. You shall see. You shall see. You shall see. Okay. So, one of these. So you're gonna go there. Did I forget to put the heat sets in these? I did. I'll put them in after. Turn my heat set iron on now. Okay. So that will go there. Oh, good. Luckily, my inability to drill a screw perfectly in the center is saving my butt right now. Because I didn't put the screw in perfectly in the center. We're good. It's right about there. So we're good. I can confirm. Oh yeah, they'll work on any plastic. It'll work on any plastic, essentially. So the plan was, if this wasn't going to work, I was just going to gloop it. I was just going to, if I wasn't able to mount this with the screw because I have the hole here. Because there are little reliefs here for this to index on, I was just gonna gloop this in and just have it all glooped into one piece. But actually, on this side, we need this one because we're putting the fans in. There we go. There we go. Voilà. Magnifique. C'est très bon, monsieur. I feel so fat today. I woke up, did not sleep good last night. Dropped the little guy off at school, and normally I come home and make a coffee, and then I wait until like noon or whatever and make breakfast. I went to Tim Hortons and got a bagel. It was so bad. So I'm punishing myself by not eating until dinner because of that. And it's like, present me at the time was like, this is a great idea. Current me is like, no. I got a shitty Timmy's cup. Although I want a coffee. They realized the error of their ways, and they actually brought back roll up the rim with the proper rim. So I did win a coffee. So I got that going for me, which is nice. I put one on both sides. Well, I mean, like they're equidistant. So one fan blowing this way and one fan blowing this way is the same as one fan blowing this way. Like, it's crosshair. It's going to move air through the thing. Like, it's equidistant. If anything, both fans here, this is closer to the power supply than this is closer to the power supply. So, you don't, as long as you have, because there's going to be a bottom panel and everything, as long as you have air moving through, you're fine. I have never overheated under the skirt part of a printer ever. Power supply, nothing. And these power supplies, like, they don't need a ton of cooling. They just need some relative air movement. It's not like these things are being stressed to 100% and are like about to melt. It's a 3D printer. The budget compact 3D printer. But yeah, they both blow in the same direction. So basically both of these are just blowing across. This isn't that big. This isn't that big of an area. 2 fans going at like 20% each will be plenty. More electronics. Prusa's not too bad because they heat sink it at least. Like, because they have the ability to design everything and manufacture it in-house, they use the electronics enclosure as a heat sink. But yes, I personally, you know, on the XL, I went and added a fan to mine. The Core ones I haven't had any heating issues with, even in a hot garage in the summer. The XL I have. So I don't know if they made like a hardware revision between the XL controller board and the Core 1 controller board. I think they are technically the same, but I haven't had any overheating issues on my Core 1s in the garage out here during the summer. So. Go. Okay, let's mount the screen. Where's the screen for this? In the electronics box? I think it is. Not running a print farm. You are correct. ribbon cable. So the screen for this is a TFT screen. And I think I got to put a longer ribbon on. Yeah. I'll put a longer one, I'll put that on. Dude, you want to know what's freaky? It is supposed to go up to like 17 degrees Celsius this weekend. It is supposed to get like warm out. Okay. Okay, so that goes this way. Does it draw everything? Is it just the one thing? Yeah, it's just the one. Okay. I gotta peel off these stupid little things that never peel off right. I just ordered my first Voron, a 300mm Trident. Any tips for first builders? Watch every one of my videos building a Trident. I think I only actually have one series. I think we've only ever built, no, I mean, if you count the Soval as a build, that's two, but we've only ever built like one stock Trident, and it was a Fizak kit, and I ended up having to replace half of it. But anyways, read through the manual. So word of advice, print all your parts, okay? Put all your parts in a bucket, okay? Maybe a couple buckets to organize them, but anyways, have all your printed parts, and then have like a laptop with the manual on it, or desktop, whatever, and then have your heat set. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna go through the manual, and as you see a printed part, pull it out of your inventory. If there are heat sets, take the time to install the heat sets then, and then put it in another bucket. Two things, this does three things. One, it makes sure you printed all the parts you're gonna need for your build, okay? Two, you're going to familiarize yourself with the manual itself and the workflow, and you're gonna like just kind of like it's you always notice more the second time you read through it. So you're gonna familiarize yourself with the manual. And three, you're gonna have all your heat sets installed, because nothing is more annoying than having to stop, heat up your heat set iron, install a heat set, turn it off, go back, do something for 10 minutes, then come back and have to do it again. So. Come on. They put these little stickers. These are little captain stickers. They put them on all the standoffs, so when they do the wave solder, they don't like gum up everything. But you got to peel them off before you put screws in them. And unfortunately, they never really come off too well. They like to break. So you'll have to like, it's annoying. There we go. What you do is you poke through them and then you can pop them out usually. All right. So I'm assuming those are M38s, probably. Peel off this screen. Oh, so clean. I know there's like bubbles. Is there another screen protector on this? There are two screen protectors. Fancy. Okay, so let's see how badly I can F this up and drop this. So it goes in that way. Okay. Go. Oh, come on. Getting fingerprints on my screen. Oh. Wait, are these M3s or are these M2.5s? They're M2.5s. That's why. I'm like, why aren't these going in? Oh, because of the wrong size screw. Because big dummy. Big dummy. Okay. Or are these M2.5s? I know I have some M2.5s. M2.56. Here we go. One, two, 3, 4. Nope. There we go. You know what I'm doing for dinner tonight? You know what I'm feeling for dinner tonight, guys? Feeling tacos. There we go. I'm feeling tacos tonight. Hey, Canuck Fab, how you doing? Where is the... I can't see. I hate tacos, said no one ever. Ha! Funny joke. There we go. Okay. So, I gotta kind of square this up. There we go, right about there. That seems pretty squared up. There's a little bit, the mount has like a little bit of free float to it. So you can kind of like shimmy it around a bit if you need to. Okay. And now we have this little plastic piece that just kind of slides in, I think. There we go. Oh shoot, was I supposed to put an insert in there? I think I was supposed to put an insert in there. Uh-oh. Come on. There's supposed to be an insert in there. Check the CAD. Check the CAD. Nope, no insert. No insert. No, I just go to Costco, or at Costco they sell those like old El Paso or whatever they're called, taco kits for like, I don't know, like 3 taco kits for like $8 or whatever. A little bit of hamburger, good to go. I need some filament now. Who is loaded that I could steal filament from? I can see filament. You. Because to hold the front end, they did the little trick where you just kind of shove some filament in there, but yeah, the line. You know what? I'm just not gonna bother. It's fine. It ain't going anywhere. Oh man, I got fingerprints all over it already. There we go. Look how good this is looking. Yellow bins in the way. Look how good this is looking. This is looking so good. By the way, this is about the optimal size for a touchscreen on a printer, in my opinion. 4.3 to 5 inch. Anything bigger than that is too much. Okay. So now, I'm gonna have a drink of my gamer subs. Use code Canuck, save 10%. So we have Leviathan, the SSR. We have that we got a glue on. I think that's just VHB. Oh, no, there actually is a container for that. Did I print that? Pretty sure I printed all the extras. Yep. I just can't remember if I printed it in main color or accent or what. Did print it in main color. Okay. Dang it, I should have installed this before, because now that's going to be a bitch to install, because this needs to install to the front rail. Okay, let's see how badly I can screw this up. This is going to be a bad camera angle, and we got all this weight on this newly mounted screen, but whatever. Yo-ho, lo-ho. Upgraded my old XR500 Netgear router to a TP-Link B900. Ooh, fancy. So I have a Ubiquiti Amplify Alien as like my main household router, and then I have a like a Ubiquiti thingamabobber out here too. That it's basically Ethernet from the inside, and then it's Ethernet 5-port, and then also Wi-Fi in the garage. So I like it. It does what it needs to do. It's funny, like, seeing other people with their whole, like, rack-mounted setups with, like, all this equipment. And it's like, I have an old desktop computer. Like, the case is from, like, 2008. Because it has a bunch of drives in it. It's my Unraid server. And then I just have, like, a off-the-shelf Ubiquiti Amplify Alien. An off-the-shelf UPS. And then I just have wires running everywhere. That's my entire setup. Is it, like, optimal? No. Does it work? Yeah. I got half of mine just to VHB this on, because I don't know if these will reach. Okay, those won't reach. I need longer screws. 3/10. The rack mount, Dream Machine. Yeah, like, I don't know how people need that much networking. Like, my setup is nowhere near optimal, because I have, like, my Ubiquiti Amplify Alien. So I have the fiber comes in, there's a fiber modem, and then I have an Ethernet cable that runs from the fiber modem to my Amplify Alien, because the fiber comes in over here in my house, and my Amplify Alien is, like, in the basement near, like, the closet, because that's where the server is. So it's outside of that in the family room downstairs. That has like 5 Ethernet ports in it. One of them goes to the Unraid server, One of them goes through the wall out here to the garage where I have the other Wi-Fi and router thing. And then the other one goes up through like the crawl space between the two floors of my house. There's like a tunnel where like the AC ducting is. And then it comes, there's two. One goes into the print room downstairs, the studio room downstairs. In that room, I have a 5-port just Ethernet switch, just like one of those cheap $30 5-port Ethernet switches. And then I have another one that runs up to the computer room upstairs, which also has a 5-port Ethernet switch. I might swap that one out to a Wi-Fi switch, so I could have Wi-Fi 7 in the room in case I ever do get a headset, a VR headset that needs wireless. But like, as it is right now, I'm pretty good. Like the only thing in my house, and then everything else is Wi-Fi. Like computer in the living room, that's Wi-Fi. The phones are all Wi-Fi. The consoles are all Wi-Fi. Because I don't really, only really the computer I care about high speed. So they're wired in. Everything else is just Wi-Fi. And my fridge doesn't have Wi-Fi, so I don't need to worry about that. Oh, dang it. Where'd that go? Ah, dang it. Trying to line up these M3. These post-install M3 T-nuts are nice in a pinch, but they are finicky. Like they're nice to have because when you need them, you have them. But they are finicky. Dang it. Come on. The M38s were too short, so I used M310s, which are too long. I don't think M38s are long enough. Also, I don't know how people use so much data. Like, I have every single video I've ever recorded for the past, like, 3 years on this channel backed up. With all the raw footage and everything. Yeah, M38s are too short. So I gotta use, like, M3 with a washer. These stupid washers at M3 washers. Oh, this is stupid. This is stupid. The joys of non-standard kit builds. You know, this isn't that non-standard, let's be honest. It's funny, my mom actually texted me. It's like, you're going on your trip this weekend, right? I'm like, yeah. She's like, are you sure it's safe to go to the States right now with a war going on? I'm like, I'll be fine, Mom. Don't worry. There we go. We install post M3 nut. Yeah, they're not spring loaded. I'm using the post install M3 nuts because I was like, hey, during this build, we could save a bunch of time. Instead of pre-installing all the nuts, we'll just use the post-install nuts. The problem with the post-install nuts is they sit too low. There we go. That's good. Here, I'll do a Venn diagram here for you. So, open up the advanced cartographer software. So, here is your 50-15 extrusion. Obviously, not to scale. Don't judge the art. So, okay. So this is totally not to scale. So the problem you run into is if you use a hex nut, okay? If you use a hex nut, the hex nuts are kind of thick. So they're like this, right? So you put your screw in. Here, watch. So you got your printed part. Okay, so you got your printed part. Okay. Totally to scale. And you have your screw comes through, okay? Okay, there's your screw. Okay, so your screw comes through, there's your screw, okay? So the problem you run into with a hex nut in here is like this. So as soon as you start screwing it in, it bites it and it goes da-da-da-da-da, and it becomes tight, okay? The LDO roll-in nuts are thin. So they sit lower. And then also because they're thin, they wiggle wobble. So they might not always be lined up. So what you kind of have to do is you have to use like a one size up screw so that the screw reaches down far enough to grab this and then pull it up tight. Or you literally like flip the printer so that the nut kind of just falls up and can be bit. Now, not every part has this issue. Some of the parts it's screwed in fine, but like when we were putting in these parts, they were super finicky. So I ended up like drilling holes and using regular hex nuts. So that is something to kind of keep in mind. The post-install nuts are nice in a pinch, but you shouldn't fully rely on them unless you want to deal with the headache that I've been dealing with, right? I wish there was like a note about them. But they are thinner, so you can drop them in after the fact, but you got to be careful because, you know, they sit lower. So if you need to use like an M6 screw, you might need to use an M8 screw now. The problem is I just ran into a case here with installing, where'd it go? Installing this guy where M8 screws are too short to grab the post-install nuts and M10 screws are ever so slightly long. So I have to use an M10 with a washer. Yeah, we're getting into that life. Must be used with a printed part underneath. The problem is, how do you install the printed part post-assembly? Unless there's supposed to be like a flat piece you like slide in or something. I don't know. So anyways, long story short, I'm trying to raw dog these things and it's not working as good as I would hope. You can roll it in? Okay. Well, I should have printed a bunch of those, but YOLO. Yo-ho, lo-ho. Okay, carrying on. So we got to put the Leviathan. So let's grab. Okay, let's start putting stuff in. So we need our little breakout thingamabobber. Yeah, well, actually, we'll put this guy in. This is easy. Overhead. Okay, that's good there. That's good there. Now we need our Leviathan and our Raspberry Pi. So we got our Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi. I love me some Raspberry Pi. I tried using, let's see on the Discord. You know what? I will take a look here. So you have to print this Oh, that's gonna be annoying. That is just annoying. That looks like it'd be fiddly as hell to deal with. So we have our Leviathan board. So this is powered by a Leviathan board. I'm trying to remember how to attach all this on a Leviathan because we got to put the Raspberry Pi in. So I'm trying to remember how do these just screw in, or do I got to put nuts? I think I got to put nuts below it. So okay, so let's see what we got. You know what? I'm surprised Raspberry Pis don't even come with a sticker. Like the quick start guard. Nothing. Ooh, look how shiny that is. That's a new one. Okay. So this is going to mount like that. And I think it uses the short ones. Yeah, it uses the short ones. So, let's grab this. Doom, 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 doom. Oh no! So I hope everyone bought gas this weekend for their cars, especially if you have a big truck. Gas went up like 15 cents here in Canada, and we make our own gas, so. Went out Sunday, and it was like 121 a liter. And I'm like, okay, I'll get some on the way home. And on the way home, it was 128 a liter. And I'm like, oh shit, get it now. And now it's like 139 a liter in some places. Like, oh shit. Because for those that don't know, gas is a global commodity. So it's one of those things, it doesn't matter, like here in North America, we don't get gas from the Middle East. We get it from like here. But because gas is a global commodity, it's like a flat worldwide price. So the fact that the Strait of Hormuz is shut down and 20% of global oil goes through that. Got gifted a membership. Yeah, somebody gifted a bunch at the start of stream. It was Thomas. Shouldn't be using a set of pliers to do this, but YOLO. There's like, trying to get these started with the stupid heatsink there. I think I have actually, is the right size? These are the right size, that'll work. So the problem is, the stupid heatsink here is too big, so I can't get it started. So it's like, yeah, come on. Oh, it does fit. It does fit. It just barely fits. Okay. So, has anyone flown out of the Atlanta airport lately? Because I have to make like I have like an hour. I have a flight out of Detroit. And then I land in Atlanta and I have like an hour to get to my next flight. I have a 1 hour layover. Should I be worried? I think it's Atlanta. Actually, I should probably check. I can't even remember. I booked the flight like 3 months ago. Probably check. There we go. So that is installed. I'm paranoid now. I have to clear customs. Why would I clear customs leaving the US? Don't you go through customs coming in? Like when I fly out of Detroit airport to go to England or go to like Iceland, I go through customs at Detroit airport, or I go through customs when I land in Europe. I've never gone through customs leaving the US. I've gone through customs coming back into the airport or coming back into the US. Yeah, it's, let me check. To Manchester, United Kingdom, check in tomorrow. Yeah, Atlanta. I land in Atlanta at like 8:30 and then I fly out of Atlanta at like 9:30. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the reason I fly out of Detroit is twofold, really. One, otherwise I would have to either get a flight out of my local regional airport, fly to Toronto, and then fly out of Toronto, because Toronto's a big airport, right? Pearson has a lot of flights. If I lived in the GTA, I would be flying out of Toronto. When I went to Smurf, the first one in Oxford, I flew out of Toronto, but my flight was literally, you know, the Windsor Regional Airport, which is like take a -8 to Toronto, so that's a 45-minute flight to Toronto, and then Toronto to London, and then back from London. The problem I have is I've done that, and the problem is sometimes it works. The problem is they only fly from like Windsor to Toronto like twice a day. So it's like, I looked at it for this flight because I'm really screwed for flights this year. This year the flights are, no Iceland Air. Iceland Air only flies out of Detroit only does that route that I take only like November, December, January, February. They kind of stop in March apparently. I did look at Iceland Air. The problem, Iceland Air would have had me go through Boston. They didn't have any flights that I normally take. Which kind of sucks, because I like flying Iceland Air. Because it is so weird. I live in southern Canada. As far south as you can go in Canada, okay? I can get to an airport within 1 hour, go through customs or whatever, and be on a flight, and then 5 hours after taking off, land in Iceland. From Detroit to Iceland is a 5-hour flight. That blew me away when I found that out. Like, I was like, wait, what? Really? What do I have 2 of these? Oh, Pi 5. This is a Pi 4. Okay. Yeah, there's 2 of these. One of these is for Pi 5. And we have a Pi 4. So this mounts on there. And then we have this cable here. I go through TSA. Yeah, that's the other reason. So I would have to like fly to Toronto or drive to Toronto, which is like a 3.5-hour drive, and then park in Toronto, which is expensive. So and then Detroit Airport, it's nice because I don't have to go through airport customs going into the US, right? So I cross the land border into Detroit, which is a lot simpler and easier to get through. It's just a land border, right? You just drive through, you talk to the guy for 2 minutes, and then you keep on going to the airport, right? Like, where are you going to the States? I'm just going to the airport so I can leave your country. And then it's also Detroit Airport's like 40 minutes from my house. I have gone from my driveway to parking at Detroit Airport in 40 minutes flat, including crossing the border. Now, some days that's been a 2-hour drive. It depends a lot on the border and Detroit traffic, but usually it's not too bad. Is that near the new bridge? I can't wait for the new bridge to open. It's going to make it so much nicer. The new bridge is going to make this so much nicer. This little these little trips so much nicer. Because one, I don't have to pay Maroon any money, the Maroon family, because screw them, they're horrible. But two, it makes it a lot quicker, because right now, the Detroit Bridge kind of kicks you out, not quite into downtown Detroit, but it kicks you out into like not a great area of Detroit. And then also getting on it, you have to take Huron Road, which is like a normal road. The new bridge, like here, I'll show it to you on the map. Show it to you on the map. Hopefully I don't dox myself here. Okay, so don't go that way because it shows where my house is at. Okay, I don't think there's any personal information there. Okay, so the current bridge, so you take the highway down and then you have to go up this road, which is Huron. And anyone who's been to, has done this knows, this is just a normal road in a city. Like there's stoplights everywhere. It's busy. And then you go through customs and then you come across the bridge. And then you got to deal with like all this and take like I-75 and go up. The new one, and then also if you're a trucker, you drive up and then you got to get all the way over here to get on the 401. And then this is like the one road in Canada. You get on the 401, you go anywhere, right? You take the 401 all the way up. The new bridge, you're a trucker, you're coming down from Toronto, you take the 401. The 401, it goes right through the new thing, right across the new bridge, right through American Customs, right onto I-75. It is so much nicer. It is in such, and the shitty thing is, the Trump was raging about the new bridge because the owners of the old bridge are all pissed because they've owned it since forever. They basically, like, apparently the Ambassador Bridge used to be on the American Stock Exchange, and it was like kind of like everyone owned a share. And then this guy got clever, bought up all the shares, and apparently owned the bridge. And he's been collecting like the tolls. It's like $60 million a year in free money essentially for him. The bridge is like 100 years old and needs dire maintenance. And then it's like, he owns also, the family owns the duty frees on both sides. So when they're like, hey, we need a new bridge, this bridge is getting old. All they did, they're like, we're gonna build another bridge right here. They were literally gonna build another bridge right next to the new bridge so they could reuse their duty frees in the gas stations. And everyone's like, that is a shit spot. Let's build it in a better spot. And he's like, no. And then he died. And then the Canadian government's like, fuck this shit. We're just going to build the bridge ourselves. We'll pay for it all. You just got to sit there and go cool. And so we built the bridge ourselves. And it's actually a really nice bridge. Let's see. It's actually a really nice bridge. It's tall. It is really tall. So. Yeah, it'll be so much nicer when it's open. It'll be so much nicer when it's open. Okay, carry on. So, we need to mount all this. Where's the mounts for all this? Okay, there it is. So that's that, that's that. How does that mount on? So let's get the Leviathan mount. Leviathan. And Leviathan. There we go. So I gotta figure out here. We have not this guy. This guy. This guy. So I gotta mount this on. Did I print the right ones of these, or do I gotta print different ones? I think I printed the wrong ones. Did I print the wrong clips? I think I printed the wrong ones, or at least I printed the wrong ones. Shoot! Oh, wait. Did I print the wrong clips? How do these mount? I think I printed the wrong clips because I didn't print the... Okay, so we can do the power supply. Let's do the power supply. Let's, shoot, where is this here? Micron bomb directory. Bomb. there's a bunch of extra stuff I have to print. Where is that? I think I printed the wrong thing to hold the Leviathan. There's like a different DIN clip I need to print. Did I print these guys? I'm pretty sure I printed those. Yeah, I printed these guys. That's what I did. I printed, okay. I see what I did. I see what I did. Okay, so this needs heat sets. And then, do I have them on a printer? No. Because I have to print I didn't print the Raspberry Pi ones, the ones that use M2s. So I have to print those to mount the Leviathan board, because that uses the click-on ones. Okay. Because these ones use heat sets. So I need Brusa, slicer. There are some clips that came in the kit. Oh, you're right. Maybe that's why I didn't print them. Injection molded PCB DIN clips. Heck yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll just use those. Heck yeah. Okay, so I need some self-tapping M2s. Whoever mentioned that, cheers. Saved my butt. I can't wait for Agent Orange. Did you see he's got Scarlet Rot? Bro went to Kaled without picking up Bloodhound Step first and went and got himself Scarlet Rot. Noob. There's gonna be a couple nerds in chat who get that reference and be like, yeah. You're about the same point in your build, so you just get those. Ah, nice. They even have the LDO logo. Look at this. Look at that. Look how fancy Jason is. Look at that. Will that focus? Look. They even put the LDO logo. PCB on clip hole spacing. What does that say? PCB DIN clip hole spacing 31.5 millimeters. These are injection molded. Holy shit. LDO be ballin'. LDO be ballin'. And the Voron logo too. And the Voron logo, yeah. I love how like these little stupid things kind of became like the go-to DIN clips kind of for 3D printed stuff. Like I think these clips are just printed versions of the like these ones are just printed versions of the normal DIN clip. But I do love how this, like, using DIN rails and the clips and everything, that kind of became standardized. I love it. I love it. It makes it so much nicer than having to like jury rig mounts on this stuff with tape and whatnot. There are 2 in the Leviathan box, or are there some in the I don't see any with the Leviathan. Oh, yeah, the Leviathan ones are extra because the, I mean, you could use the Leviathan ones, but there were 2 in the, there's 2 sets, so 4 clips total with the, with the screws, and then there's 2 that came with the Leviathan. But the ones for the power supply, you have to use M3, so you got to put heat sets in them, which I got to do in a second. So. DIY injection molding machine. So the problem with injection molding, I used to work in a mold shop. I built injection molds. Like I built up to like 120,000 pound injection molds for automotive industry. So I know my way around an injection mold. The problem with the DIY ones, it's just like, if you've ever seen production injection molds and then you see like the little at-home hobby DIY ones, the tech doesn't scale that well, kind of thing. Like, you can do it, but then you need a CNC to machine, or you can use like some of the special resins to make molds, print molds or whatever. it's kind of like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like an analog to bring it up, like kind of compare it, but it's just like the tech at that cost and scale has a lot of downsides to it, kind of thing. So yeah, like put it this way, like if you've ever seen a real injection mold run with like the pressures and whatnot, like packing it with like, you're looking at thousands of pounds per square inch of pressure on a proper injection mold. Whereas these DIY ones are kind of like, they just kind of clamp. And you're not able to fully pack in the plastic. You got to pack it. And actually speaking, I'll be back in a minute. I gotta go to the washroom, and I gotta check on something inside the house. So I will be back in 1 second. Here, let me pull up something for you guys to watch. Here, watch this video. So last month, I brought my giant 3D printed Gundam to 3D Printopia. It's a 3D printing convention in Bel Air, Maryland. I drove this down there, I rode in the back of my car. It was a fun trip, it was a great time. There's just one problem. Other than the fact that eyes light up in this thing, this giant robot, it doesn't really robot. It doesn't really do anything. It just kind of stands around and looks pretty. It does look pretty. Anyways, at 3D Printopia, the past couple years that I've gone out, there was a group of folks there from a local Star Wars Astromech and Robot Builders Association there. And they have their R2s, their Beep Boops, and their other, I don't know, let me know all the names of all the Star Wars robots in the comments below. That should drive enough YouTube engagement to keep my channel busy for the next year. And they're always a great group of folks to talk to. And I think after chatting with them over the years, meeting a bunch of them and picking their brains, I think I've finally decided that the next big project on this channel is gonna be something I've been putting off for a while. We're gonna build ourselves a Star Wars Astromech droid. So let's get started. And that's it. That's all I got done so far. Okay, this project is actually going to take a long time. There is a lot to print for this build. There's a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to learn when it comes to remote controlled, Arduinos. This is gonna be a rabbit hole I'm gonna go down, and it's gonna take a long time. So in the meantime, let's take a little bit of a step back and start with something a little smaller. Sound good? This is Tito. The files that I'm using for the Astromech droid, if you've done any research into building an Astromech droid of your own, are from Michael Baddeley, and I subscribe to his Patreon, and I'll be honest, it's probably one of the most bang for your buck Patreons out there. For like $5, you get access to a ton of files. Majority of them are Star Wars themed, but there are other non-Star Wars themed files there. And in those files, I found the plans, the instructions, the bill of materials, and the files to print the parts for this little guy. This is called Tito. It is a super cute little robot. It just kind of drives around. My little guy's had a lot of fun, unfortunately, antagonizing my poor dog with this thing upstairs. This is definitely a fun little electronics project. It doesn't really need a big bill of material. It's not that expensive of a project to do, and it's relatively simple to build. So let's clear off the bench, hop in the time machine, go back in time, and build ourselves a Tito. This is gonna be fun, right? Yeah. But before we get into the build, we do need to take a quick moment to thank this video sponsor, PCBWay. Starting a new project is always fun, but what do you do when you just don't have the ability to do what you want to do? PCBWay can help you out. Have an electronics product in need of a custom PCB board? Well, there's PCBWay for that. Need something 3D printed, but you don't have a 3D printer? Or your 3D printer can't print what you need it to print? Well, guess who can also help with that as well? PCBWay. And heck, you need something CNC'd? Well, guess what? They can help you with that too. So check them out in the link in the video description below. Sign up and save with PCBWay. Cheers. So let's go and build our little Tito Astromech droid. And this build should be pretty simple. So I'll start off by going over everything we're gonna need. And first things first, as you can probably guess, we're gonna need some 3D printed parts. So I have all the parts printed here, and I printed everything using Polymaker Filament. And the first thing I wanna shout out here is this Polymaker ASA CF08 filament. I love this stuff. I'm gonna be using this on a future project, a future printer build. It's a low carbon fiber ASA filament. So it's really nice because ASA and ABS, traditionally you have some issues with layer adhesion. So going with a high carbon fiber percentage fill means you're gonna have even worse layer adhesion. Carbon fiber doesn't stick to carbon fiber, but with this low percentage, you're still gonna have pretty good layer adhesion and you get that nice carbon fiber finish. So it really hides those layer lines. So we really like that there. And then I do have the tank treads are printed in Polymaker TPU, 95A TPU. These I printed with 2 walls, 0% infill, and I did scale them a little bit. I went with 101.5% scaling. I didn't want them too tight on the tank treads because I didn't want too much force on the servos. So these I did scale a little bit. And then instead of painting the droid, which you can paint, you can get really customized with these kind of builds. It's your build, make it your own. But instead of painting, I gone ahead and I did a little bit of cheating. I went with 2 different filaments for this build because the, again, ASA CF08 filament hides layer lines really good. So I did some tricks where I used 2 different filaments and I changed filament at a layer height to get this bicolor side piece there. And then also for the front face here, I did cheat and use my Prusa XL in multi-material mode to print that. I also did print some bits and bobs in black PETG. So that is the 3D printed hardware. You can print this stuff with PLA, PETG. You don't need any fancy printer to print the parts for these. Standard settings, 3 walls, 15% infill. You don't need to go crazy with it. After that, we're gonna need some hardware. Now the hardware for this build is relatively lightweight, and if you've been involved with 3D printing for a bit, you probably have some of this on hand. You're gonna need a bunch of M3 screws, specifically countersunk M3 screws. We're gonna need some bearings as well. The whole bill of material is listed on the Patreon page. So you're gonna need some 683 bearings along with a 625 bearing. You're also gonna need some square nuts and hex nuts as well. And then for electronics, it's quite simple as well. You're gonna need some servos. So we have 2 FS90R servos. These are continuous servos, so that means they can just keep spinning. These are our 2 drive servos. And then we have 2 MG90S servos. Those are for moving the head around. You're also going to need all the little bits and bobs that come with the servos. For power, we have this battery pack here I got on Amazon. It's a 4.8 volt, 2400 milliamp hour battery pack. It does come with a USB charger as well, so it's a nice all-in-one kit. And then this is going to be remote controlled, so we're going to need some sort of remote control system. I'm using just a
poor guy. Doggo is he's old. Poor guy. We kind of have to put him out regularly, if that makes sense, because he's 14 now, and he's got to go out somewhat regularly now. Otherwise, yeah. Anyway, okay, poor guy. Okay, that one's there. Sonny and Cher. Sonny and Cher, is that like, that's old for me. There are gotta be people in my chat who don't even know what Sonny and Cher were. Yeah, he's 14. 14 for a Shepherd Husky. Is for 115-pound Shepherd Husky it's a good run. Yeah, the BD1 is, or is it a BD1? I can't remember, whatever that droid that I built. That was a fun build. It was so funny at the boomers. I'm just gonna say this, boomers. Hi, Steve. We went to, at the model train show we went to this weekend, I ran into a guy. I was talking with some people because the little guy was there for like 2 hours. So I just kind of wandered around and started talking to people. And there was a guy there, older guy, semi-retired, and he mentioned he had a bamboo printer, and I'm like, yeah, they're okay, because he was going on about the LiDAR on it, and I'm like, yeah, it's like so good they only put it on the one printer and they haven't put it on any printer since, whatever. And he's like, oh, you have one? I'm like, yeah, I have one, but I haven't used it in a while. He's like, why not? They're amazing. I'm like, I use my Prusa's and my DIYs more. I like the workflow with them, and there's stuff Bamboo does that I don't approve of and whatnot. And he's like, oh, I don't care. I just care that they work. And I'm like, yep. Same thing. I went to my mom's house. She has a Ring camera, and I'm like, oh, you got one of those spy cameras? She's like, I don't care. It is funny talking to boomers that just like, they don't care. They just don't care. They don't care. Oh, it's all spying on me. I don't care. I don't care. Are y'all packed, Steve? Are y'all packed? You got everything packed? I'm not. I'm doing laundry right now. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so this goes this way, this way. Okay. I really wish that I had a wider angle overhead camera. There we go. That's that one. Now, put some heat sets in here, and we do our power supply mount. I'm packing it. Oh, that's right. You're bringing printers. Oop, little guy's home. 1 second. I got to go pop my head. And little guy has some homework he has to do if he wants a train set, so I had to get him all set up for that. He's like, I want a train set. I'm like, well, if you want a train set, you got to clean up and get rid of a bunch of your old toys so we have room for it. Trying to make him go through and donate a bunch of his old toys. So, gave him some boxes, and I'm like, here, fill these with all the toys you want to get rid of. And he's like, how many? I'm like, fill the boxes, get rid of all this stuff. For all the parents out there, you know how quickly that shit builds up. How quickly all of a sudden you have toys everywhere. Give it a couple birthdays and a couple Christmases, and all of a sudden your basement's filled with toys. And unfortunately, a lot of them are like, not the fun toys, like the Nerf stuff. Oh, hell yeah, we're keeping the Nerf stuff. We're keeping the Lego. But like, the little toy kitchen, yeah, we're getting rid of that. Don't need that no more. Okay, so let's see. So that looks like it's this way. Wait, these don't even line up. These don't even line up. How is this supposed to mount? Did I print? Am I missing something? Why is there a screw in that one and a screw in that one? Oh, because it slides. These don't line up. They don't line up. Am I missing something here? Could I use? I mean, I could use these. I could use these, but they're not. Fuck it, I'll use them. Whatever. So then, how are they supposed to? It looks like that. Okay. But that doesn't line up at all with that. And then these need heat sets, so I gotta put heat sets in. Did I do the wrong ones? No, these are the right ones. Huh, okay, I guess we gotta make this work. Heat that back on. That's kind of annoying. U200. Oh, these are for the U200 power supply, that's why. So I guess I'll use those with a washer, so that'll fit. So I gotta put heat sets on these. Okay. Daughter wanting. Well, we have the living room upstairs, and then we have the family room downstairs, which is basically the living room, but in the basement. Is that a term for Americans? Living room and family room? Like where I'm from, living room is like the room upstairs, like the main floor, like where your TV is and your couch and all that, and usually connect to the kitchen or whatever. That's your living room. And then in the basement, you basically have the same thing, but it's called a family room. Is that a same thing? It is? Okay. Call it the rec room. Rec room, I could see rec room. Well, rec room, I would think, like, for me, rec room is like the playroom, right? Like, growing up, we had a rec room. What we called the rec room was like, it was essentially like the house we lived in. It was like a spare bedroom in the basement was the rec room, where all like the kids' toys just kind of, like, we had a shitty TV with like a Sega Genesis hooked up to it. Like, and you had your Canucks and all that. That was the rec room. Is it? What is that stuck on? Oh, great room is the room upstairs where you have a TV connected to the kitchen. Oh, jeez. There's too many rooms. Too many rooms. Too many rooms. Too many rooms. Why do I keep misplacing stuff? Speaking of misplacing, if you haven't entered yet for a chance to win some Polymaker Filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. We're going to be doing the draw at the end of stream. So enter for your chance now, so you don't forget while you're down there. I'm just talking to myself because I freaking somehow, I have 3 of these and I only have 1. How did I lose it? Where'd it go? I just had it. Oh, it's right here. Just blind. What was I talking about again? Okay, that's centered. So this is going to be like that, because I'm trying to figure out, because this is completely different than the one I have. Because it looks like, yeah, it's got to be like that. It's got to be like that, because that's not going to reach. Okay. If you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Best way to support the channel. Dining room is where you seldom eat in. See, in our house, our kitchen is too small to have like a, like, I know in a lot, like, okay, in my mom's house, in the kitchen, there is room for a table, and there's a table there. And then there's a separate room nearby where it's like, that's where we eat if we're fancy, right? It used to be a computer room when I was a kid, but they turned it into a dining room. Our house is a raised ranch. So we have like the kitchen, and then next to it, we have living room and dining room, which is just one big open concept thing. And we don't have room in our kitchen for a table. So we only ever eat in the dining room, which is just continues from the living room. Seriously, where'd the other one of these go now? How am I losing everything that's right in front of my face? Seriously. Got one here. Am I going blind? Do I have like one of those momentary blindness conditions? Where it's like, if I don't look at it for 2 seconds, I just forget. Maybe it's like a toddler, right? The moment it's out of my perception, I don't see it anymore. Peekaboo. But yeah, dining room is, we have a dining room, but we always eat in the dining room because that's the only place we can eat. And it's funny, our table is like bar height, because when me and my wife first started dating, like just after we got the house, she still worked at like a liquidation type store, and they went out of business, and they had all this stuff on for like crazy deals. So we picked up this like bar stool height table. Table's like this high, right? For like 20 bucks, and it seats 8. It's like square, and you got 2 chairs at each one. The problem is it didn't come with chairs. So my stepdad owns a store that does furniture, and we're like, can we get like a half dozen bar stool height chairs? And he's like, yeah, sure, here you go. Hooked us up for like birthday or Christmas or whatever one year. It's like, yeah. So that worked really good, actually. Okay, where's the power supply? And it's really nice because with the dog, he can't jump up on the table because it's too high. So that was really nice. Although it was kind of annoying when the little guy was at like between high chair stage and like sitting at a normal chair stage, because he wasn't tall enough to climb up on the chair. So you'd always have to pick him up and put him on the chair. Okay, so that goes that way. That goes that way. And I did this all backwards because those screw in like that, and I screwed this up. So I gotta spin those around. I gotta spin these around. Shit. Likes are down a bit? Everyone like the smash button quick, otherwise we're gonna lose it. We don't want to lose it. Or wait, maybe I did, wait, am I doing this backwards? No, you go that, no, I just did it backwards. Wait, I'm an idiot. I'll just put them together the other way around. Why am I doing this? Why am I not using my brain? What's going on here? In the UK, you either get kitchen diner or kitchen plus dining room. Living room and bedrooms if you're lucky. Oi, bruv, you got a license for that kitchen? There we go. Okay, so this goes this way. Okay, so that goes on this way. Turn that off, that's off. There we go, okay. I mean, it's just the 3 of us, so it's, you know, eventually we do plan on like remodeling our kitchen, because it's, you know, it's original with the house, so that means it's like 26 years old now. It's so funny. For the longest time, it's like, oh, it's 20 years old. The house is 20 years old. It's like, no, the house is like 26 years old now. It's like, shit. So it's original with the house and it's builder grade, which we all know how good builder grade is. So we plan on redoing the kitchen, and it's like, kind of want to put like a countertop in there where we could put some chairs at, kind of thing. Okay, that goes there. There we go. Okay, so that is all hooked up there. Now, I need to get my step stool because I need to rise to the occasion. We can mount this. So we have our power supply, and this is going to be tight. Oh, that's okay. Maybe I probably, you know what? Let's do this. Let's take this out. Take that out. There we go. That goes there. I need come on, line up. There we go. There we go. I kind of don't like how close those wires are to touching. They all have like little shields on them, so they shouldn't short. And if they do short, it shorts to ground. But that is a bit, I wouldn't say concerning. Should be okay. If I get too paranoid, I can just like cover it with Captain tape or something. There we go. Okay. So open that up. Let me get my handy dandy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where's that? My LTTstore.com screwdriver. I can't do anything without my LTTstore.com screwdriver. Whoa. Whoa, it's me. There it is. Whew. Paranoid for a second. I thought I lost my LTTstore.com screwdriver. I need this. That would have been a disaster. It has shrink tube. It does have heat shrink on the, there it's clear, but there is no metal contact. Worst case scenario, I could always just cover it with Captain tape, but. Can I shrink this? Make the pictures bigger. Zoom in. Yeah, the pictures don't zoom in with it. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so those go, yellow is ground, blue is neutral, brown is live. And then they do also have little tags on it that say like neutral and whatnot. So you line up the N on the N, the L on the L, etc., etc. Go. Put our little clear plastic cover back on so we don't accidentally electrocute ourselves. That would be bad. There we go. Okay. So that is that. So this is easy. This just goes to display. So you go there. Go. Okay, now we also got to install this doodad, which that guy is. Here we go, Nighthawk PCB adapter. Those plugs in the Raspberry Pi are facing forward. It will all vibrate. Gravity is not your friend. Yeah. I mean the plugs. Like, are you talking about? Are you worried about these? These are locking, so they shouldn't move anywhere. They'll be fine. Like, they're not like the days of DuPont, where they're just relying on friction. These are locking connectors. So I've never had one fall out. I mean, I have printers where the power supplies are held on with nothing but VHB, and they work fine. I've never had them fail, so. Also, this is one of those really dumb things that doesn't really matter, but I love it. The fact that two things. One, LDO takes the time to color the positive with red marker on pretty much everything that has power going in. They color the positive with red. That is in a main, like that's somebody with a marker does that, because I don't think they make these things with that. And then two, the printed housing has positive and negative on it. Like, it's little things like that that I love. It's little things like that that I really appreciate when I see that stuff. Because it means it's like somebody took the time to actually like think about it and do it right. I need M312s. Or 16s, because 12s are too short. 16? No. No, maybe it is 12. M312. These are 10s, that's why. Where the body panels are held on with VHP. Yeah. Yeah, here, let me pull it up here. Yeah, let me find it here. Let me find it here. Like, for those that don't know, I'm going to show you some behind the scenes here. This is how you build a Tesla Cybertruck. For those that don't know, this is how you build the Tesla Cybertruck, okay? So this is how I got some behind the scenes here. This is how you build a Tesla Cybertruck, for those that don't know.
We really should weld these bumpers on, but that takes time, equipment, money. So we use super glue instead. Go ahead, put it on there.
Won't it fall off?
Definitely.
Isn't that dangerous?
Not to me, okay?
Yeah, so if you didn't know, that's how they build Cybertrucks. So yeah, using VHB is totally normal. I love that movie. Danny DeVito was a director on it, apparently. Not to me. Matilda was one of those movies, you know what, for my fellow millennials out there, there was like, you had a couple VHSs that you just watched on loop because that's what you had and that's what the babysitter would put on, or when you were on a trip, when you had the car with the CRT in it, with the built-in VHS. Matilda was one of those movies that I watched the crap out of as a kid. Danny DeVito's a national. I really need to watch It's Always Sunny in... I've never watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. One of these days I will watch it. You're missing out. I know. The problem is, it's like, the show's got like 18 seasons, and it's like, at this point, it's like, you know what? I'll probably wait for it to finish, and then just binge the whole thing, kind of thing. It's like one of those type of shows, I think. Okay, so we got that. Trying to think. All right, so let's go through this and start hooking stuff up now. So we got our Z motors. So let's start doing that. My feetsies are getting cold. I named my cat Matilda. Yeah, I love that movie. Every time I eat a chocolate cake, I get a flashback. Mrs. I, Mrs. S, Mrs. B, Mrs. Why are there so many misses? So you go there. Also, I've never seen these colors on the dark green and black. Interesting. They're making new episodes? Yeah, they're still making It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, the show's still ongoing somehow. But they like, the seasons are only like a couple episodes, so, and it's not like it's, you know, a CGI laden thing, right? Like, they're not high production shows, if that makes sense. Okay, so Z0, you plug in here. We're gonna have to do a little cable management, so stuff you under there for now. Z1, you're gonna go under here. You go to here. Again, the excess goes underneath. We will do like full-on proper cables management when we get to it. Z3. Oh look, peekaboo. Kind of eyeball the cable management for now. All this can, oh look, it just hides underneath the motors. Happy-go-lucky. So the only downside with DIN, I mean, it could be a good side, but a downside with DIN is everything sits up higher. I have a Micron downstairs, and I think we built it before DIN because everything sits much lower in it. So everything sits up higher, so you need more room for clearance. Like, actually, I might have to redo this because this power supply is actually sitting up higher than a panel will be. I don't know. Oh, we got VATS modes back enabled, but that power supply is sitting up too high. I think I printed the wrong mounts for that. Let me see here. Where are... Tools. Okay, where is the... Okay, here we go. So, Micron, scales, LDO parts. I don't think... Oh, maybe. PSU mount 1. Yeah, I printed these. But what are they attached to? Like, I printed these, but what are they attached to? Like, what are they attached to? Because it just shows that sitting there. Like, what do these attach to? Because those look like they're right on the stupid rail. So what do they clip onto? Because that's much lower than mine are. So then what do these attach to? Is there a DIN clip under there? Because the thing is, if there's a DIN clip under there, I don't know if you could see, it's sitting up too high. It's gonna hit the panel. Like, I have the DIN clip right there and it's sitting up too high. It's like, yeah, the panel, it's gonna sit up too high. It's gonna hit the panel. Unless there's like an offset DIN clip that I didn't know existed. Like, am I missing a part? Because the bottom won't sit on that now. Yeah. Yeah, the power supply. You just use a regular DIN clip. Maybe these ones are taller. Maybe these ones are taller. Where did I put them? Yeah, maybe are these taller? Yeah, that's just a regular DIN clip. Why is that so high then? Because look, that looks much lower. And also like the spacing, something's off here. There's a trim piece that goes between the panel and the skirts. Is there? Pull up the CAD. Oh, it's the trim piece. Okay, yeah, we're good. I don't have the trim pieces printed. That's why. Okay, that's why. I don't have the trim pieces printed. That explains it. Okay, so we're good. We should be good. Yeah, I'm missing the trim. Okay, we're good. We're good. Good. I gotta print all the trim pieces. I didn't print any panel stuff. I didn't print any panel stuff yet. So the trim pieces are probably in the panel stuff. Okay. All right, so we have that there. That looks kind of like that. Not quite, but close enough. Wired that up. Okay. So let's should I take that off? I kind of want to actually do this right. Yeah, whatever. I'll make it work. Do all the cable management after. Okay. Yeah, so that's all under there. Oh, they run that under there instead of... Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, you know what? Let me take this off and we'll do it the right way. Let me do this the right way. Let me do this the right way. And get the zip ties out and we'll do it all right. That little plastic clip is annoying. Okay. Okay, grab some zip ties. Let's make this look good. We're gonna make it look good. Who likes cable management? I like cable management. I mean, there's a ton of room under here to hide all these wires, so should probably take the time to do it right. Make it look good. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Go over there. Okay, and that goes there. There's more. Well, remember, this is a Micron Plus, for one thing. It's 180 millimeters cube, so you have a bit more room. Like, I have an original 120 micron downstairs, and when we wired that all up, that was fun. Oh wait, I got all this extra wire. Shoot, why? Where'd all this come from? Where'd you all come from? Oh my god. Where'd you all come from? Oh, you're all from that guy. Okay. Shoot. Okay. Can I shove you into this loop? Yes, yes I can. What about you? Can I shove you into this loop? No. Okay, so you... just gonna kind of go there. You are just gonna hide under all this. Just gonna hide you all under this. Second. There we go. Okay. And then let me just for safety's sake, I don't have any cap. Let me just go grab some tape. 1 second. I'll be back in 1 second. 1 second. Hey, aren't you supposed to be cleaning, buddy? Calvin. Hey. Aren't you supposed to be cleaning? Little guy is on a Mario kick right now, and he's going through like all the older Mario games. Is it constant 5-volt to keep the Pi on all the time? Oh, yeah. Like, it would be nice if there was like a little jumper. Well, the problem is like it's the inlet. I mean, like, personally, I leave my printers on all the time. So for me, not a big deal. Like, I leave my printers on, plugged in and on all the time. Why? You want a way to like have the printer on, but or have the printer off but have the Raspberry Pi on? Is that what you want? Just leave the printer on. Like when if your printer is plugged in, if your printer is plugged in, and like you can have like it like this printer is on right now, but the only thing actually drawing power is like the MCU, the light. That's it. All the motors are off, all the fans are off. It's not really drawing a lot of power. Just leave the printer on. Like, are you that concerned about power draw? Are you worried about power draw? Yeah, if you're not worried about power draw, just leave the printer on all the time. Just make sure you have everything set so that the fans are off, because that's a big thing. When you leave your printers on all the time, you'll kill your fans. Because printer fans are usually like, these fans are not the best fans in the world, so you don't want to leave them on all the time. Okay, so I just put some tape on here just so it doesn't, you know, I'm not worried about it shorting the ground. But like with these being pushed up against this and being mains, it's like, yeah, I'll just put a little bit of extra security, won't hurt. Just cover my ass tape, essentially. So they put PE. What does PE stand for? I'm assuming E stands for Earth. So then what's PE stand for? Because, you know, live and neutral is pretty understandable. And ground, I can understand ground, like G for ground. But what does PE stand for? Protected Earth? Oh, okay, protected Earth, yeah. So ground. There we go. That looks much better. I'm kind of glad I took that moment there to manage this stuff a little bit better. Just so it's... There we go. Okay. And we still have to plug in 2 more, but I can get in there and plug those 2 in. Okay. That is that. Physical education. Okay, so that is that. Obviously I'm gonna have to pop this off again because we haven't wired any bed stuff up yet, but that's okay. Okay, so now we need the PCB fan. Yeah, that's all stuff. Tool headboard, RGB, yeah. So let's do the PCB fan and then we'll call it there. Hopefully there is a splitter for the tool head fan. Is there a splitter for the tool head fan? Please tell me there's a splitter for the tool head fan. I don't see a splitter for the tool head fan. Shoot. That's annoying. Psionic energy. What do we got here? Yeah, PCB fan. Oh, PCB fan. Nope, that's 1. Dang it. And what are you? Tool headboard. Oh. Wait, what? Why does this have 8? What is this 8-pin thing for? Filter, tool headboard, RGB, tool headboard. Oh, thermistor P, thermistor B, B fan. What is this guy for? Oh, the bed PCB. Oh, there's a bed PCB. 2 SSR, PCB fan. Yeah, I wish there was a splitter for these fans so that I could plug the fans in. So I'm missing something here. RGB, bed, clicky, axial fans. So how are you supposed to wire the... Okay, so it just shows it having 1 long cable that plugs in there. So how are you supposed to wire the fans up? How are you supposed to wire the fans up? Because the fans are... Oh, there's a little PCB there. Oh, there's a little PCB. Okay, where's that little PCB? There's a little PCB. There's a little PCB. Where are you? Where's this little PCB? I see you. I see you, little PCB. Where are you? Are you in here? Splicer. Here we go. No, that ain't it. 2x2x2 splicer. Three by 2 XH splicer. I think that's it. That would make sense. Unless that's for... Yeah, that's it right there. So does that screw onto that? How does that attach? Is there a printed part I'm supposed to have there? Or am I missing something? Because that screws in. Did I print the wrong... Oh! Yep, there is a different one that I'm supposed to use. Ah, okay. So I got to take that off and swap this with this. Okay, let's do that. There is a separate one of these. I did not know that. Now I know that. Which means it's going to be annoying if I can take out these. This might be a problem because these are held on with heat sets. So I may not be able to easily swap this. We shall see. We shall see. Because they're, dang it, I'm gonna have to reprint that. I'm gonna have to reprint the grill. Dang it. Yeah, we're gonna have to reprint the grill because it's held on with that. Okay, I gotta print some stuff. Let's get some stuff printing and then we'll wrap it up there. Which one has the gray, the XL? Or the, okay. Sir. Let's get this. We got to print a bunch of stuff anyway, so let's print one of these. So STLs, skirts, 180, fan grill. So we're gonna need a fan grill because I have this. So we're gonna have to print that, and then let's look for. Where are the spacers at? What would they be under panels? Z cover A and B. Okay, so I'm gonna need these anyways. I'm gonna need 2 of these. Copy, paste. Bowden, hex insert, logo, skinny twist lock. I mean, what are these parts even called? What are these parts called? Find in browser. Centers, what are they called? Center skirt accent. Okay, so they're skirts. It's under skirts, STL. Skirts. Accent. Did I print these? I don't think I printed these. I don't think I printed these. Yeah, I did not. Oh. Maybe I did. I did, but I don't think I printed all of them. Yeah, I think I did print them. I think these are them. Do you need 4 of any of them? No, I do have these printed. Okay, I do have these printed then. Yeah. Yeah, I do have these printed. Yeah, I do have these printed there. I have them right. Okay. So I do have them printed. Okay. So let's see. Core 1L, high flow, ASA balanced. Arrange that. I mean, it's whatever. Just grills, but whatever. Just do normal Voron because why not? F it. It's gotta be solid either way. Arriving at Manchester Uni on day. Be your way for the Millennium booth. Nice. Yeah, I'll be. My flight lands at Manchester Airport at 10:30 in the morning. So by the time I get out of the airport, take the trolley on over to the station, go to the hotel, check in, drop my stuff off, and then scoot on over to the event center. I should be there noon, 1 maybe. Okay. So I got to print these. Yeah. Sweet. I mean, we only got 15 minutes left on the stream anyways, so. Coral! Carl! Come on, Carl! So, do I need to put heat sets in these? How are these attached? I think these just kind of... Yeah, they just screw on. And then what holds them in place? Does it just get sandwiched between here and the... Is that how they attach? They just get sandwiched with the panel? Yeah, they just get sandwiched with the panel. Okay, that's annoying because that means you can't pre-install them all. That's a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Okay, so I got to print that so that I can attach this. So I can do the skirts. So let's at least mount this guy. Let's mount this PCB. Probably M36. And then I gotta make tacos. Taco. Got to make some tacos. I love tacos. Do you like my singing of the tacos? And chorito, nacho, burrito. That might be hard since we're not letting anyone in until 6 on Platinums. Oh, okay, never mind. So then I'm gonna get to my hotel and hang out for a bit and not do anything for a couple hours. We'll see. I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out. Okay, so now we have this PCB here. I mean, let's be honest, I probably could have just VHP'd the PCB onto this part and reused it, but I have the printed part, so I'll swap that out. And then that'll be in there, and then we'll be good. So I'll just do that off stream. No biggie. No biggie. Whew, I gotta remember to shut everything. I mean, I am, for those wondering, I do plan on doing a stream on Thursday morning. I don't know what time because I got a dentist appointment Thursday morning, which I completely forgot about. So I got to get my teeth cleaned, do a stream, pick up the little guy from school, bring him home, wait for my wife to get home from work, and then go to Europe. So Thursday's going to be busy. Thursday is going to be busy. But yeah. So I'm going to try and do a Thursday stream, but it's just going to be a print and shell from the basement or something. Because the plan is, after the stream, I'm turning off everything in the garage, including the heater. And actually, I'm turning the heater off now so I don't forget. So I don't waste power while I'm gone. I got my power bill for February. Oh, it was spicy. Power bill for February was not great. It doesn't help that we had that stupid deep freeze where I had the heater on high out here for like the whole month. Are you talking about this little board? Yeah, I got that little board. Oh, the main, yeah, that's an LDO. It's an LDO board. LDO Leviathan. Oh no! HighGuard is going offline March 12th, everyone. Oh no. I mean, to be fair, it did last longer than Concord. Okay, so we're gonna be doing the giveaway at, I'm gonna do the draw a little bit early so I can end right at 5. So we got till 4:55. So you got 6 minutes to enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. Scroll down, link in the video description, enter there. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you want to help support the channel, the content I create and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if we're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Best way to support the channel. Or, hey, if you're just thirsty, check out the affiliate links, grab some gamer subs or some filament from Polymaker or something. Use code Canuck, save some money on some of them. Num num num. I'm actually running low on gamer subs. I'm waiting on a refresh to come in. Ooh, it is chilly. My feet are cold. Oh, I gotta turn that off. Turn the heat set press off. Did you pack for Smurf? Kinda. I gotta charge everything. I gotta pull out my my Osmo Pocket, make sure that's all charged up, make sure my laptop's good to go. Like, I travel light at events. If you see me at an event, I have my backpack and the Osmo Pocket. That's basically it. I travel light when I travel. So for packing, it's like, okay, I need a t-shirt, underwear, and socks for, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days. Technically, I don't need anything for Friday because I'm landing Friday morning. I could just wear that all day. But as a common courtesy to anyone I run into on Friday, when I get to my hotel and check in, I'm going to get a shower and change because I don't think you want to smell me sitting on a plane for 12-hour body. So as a common courtesy, I'll get a shower. So I'll need 4 days of clothes. And then usually I'll pack, you know, an extra pair of underwear and socks just in case. But I mean, like, I wear jeans. Jeans are good for the whole weekend. Don't need 2 pairs of jeans. Those Osmos are great cameras strapped in the side of trucks, among other things. Yeah, the Osmo Pocket with the built-in gimbal, I love it because I suffer from what's called essential tremor, so my hands just kind of always shake. So getting steady footage, and especially because I do everything myself, I don't have a crew or anything like that. So when I record stuff, it's just put it in wide mode and just, hey, blah. You've seen my videos. You guys have seen my videos when I'm on events. So. Any experience with ABS glow-in-the-dark filament? I want to print my Micron parts with it. Magic Jello, you could do that. I don't know how glow-in-the-dark ABS mechanically is. I don't see why it wouldn't be mechanically sound. Just be aware you are going to absolutely shred any nozzles you use that for. Glow-in-the-dark is like the most abrasive filament there is. So just make sure you got a really good hardened nozzle. Not just like a cheap Amazon steel, like get a good hardened nozzle. Because glow in the dark is insane for abrasiveness. Long plate fright sink is a nice courtesy to get rid of. Yeah. Plus it when I travel, usually what I do is I'll just try and, like, on the way out, I'll just sleep on the plane, or at least try to sleep on the plane. This kind of sucks because I have to do an hour-long flight from Detroit to Atlanta before the actual flight across the ocean. So it's going to be a little bleh. But I'll try and sleep on the way out, get like a couple hours. And then it is nice to land tired because then you just stay up until night local time, crash, and then boom, you're switched over. Usually, like, I've had no problem. Every time I've gone to the UK or I've gone to Europe for, like, when I visited Bontech or Prusa or whatever, I am fine there. It's when I come back that F's me up. Because on the way back, it's a daytime flight. My flight takes off at like, I fly out of Manchester at 11. I fly from Manchester to like Amsterdam. I have like an hour and a half layover in Amsterdam, and then I fly from Amsterdam to Detroit. So I'll be landing at like afternoon local time. You know, I'm 5 hours behind. So while I land at like 6 or whatever, it's really like 11 p.m. for my internal clock. So I'm all effed up. So yeah. Like, put it this way, when I went to China, it was fine. Because China is exactly 12 hours different from my normal time zone. Eastern time zone, if you're Eastern time zone, you wanna know what time it is in China? It's the same time, just the opposite of AM or PM. So if it's 3 AM where you are in Eastern time zone, it's 3 PM in China. As for what about where is China, right? Because China's big, right? Nope, all of China, one time zone. You don't have to worry about time zones in China. All of China, one time zone. So when you leave like Western China and you go into like, what is it, Afghanistan or whatever, wherever the like the westernmost China, you jump ahead 5 hours because all of China, one time zone. Okay, let's do this giveaway. And then for everyone's like, well, how do you get, like, you know, what about like, you know, that's horrible because that means the sun's rising at like 3 in the morning. It's like, well, yeah, then the sun rises at 3 in the morning. You just work on your whatever local works for you. Which is why that whole argument, oh, you have daylight savings times or the farmers or whatever. It's like the farmers just get up whenever they have to get up. They don't care. They don't care what the actual time is. If they got to get up, they get up. So, you know, oh, you know, telling them it's 8 AM or, you know, 7 AM, it ain't going to change anything. So, yeah, we need to get rid of daylight savings time. I think BC just got rid of it. I think BC just announced that, like, this spring, when they jump forward, that's it. They're not changing it anymore after that. So, time is a circle because clocks are round. That's how we know. Okay, if you did not enter, you'll have a chance on Thursday if you catch the surprise Thursday stream. Names, clear, open. All right, how many we got 248 people, bots, 248. My nose is cold. Farmers do care, they hate it. But no, what I mean, like the whole, like, oh, we set it up so that the time changes so it helps the farmers. It doesn't really, because you'll just get up whatever time you got to get up. Like you work off like, you know, the environmental time. Okay, so how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and you win, you get a free hat. This one right here is looking lonely. China Drum 304. If you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament of Polymaker. Good luck. UTC everywhere. So, exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. If you like the smash button, ring the bell, and are subscribed to the channel, it will grease your ball up and make it go even faster, maybe. And if you gift any memberships during the race itself, it will 10x your luck. I don't think there's a luck statistic, but it'll 10x it. Those people that fell, they weren't lucky. Jose wasn't lucky. A lot of people aren't lucky today. I'm not saying it's an omen, but you never know. Oh, there goes all your momentum. It's always fun watching and looking at all the gray names who spam it, thinking it actually helps. All the green names, you guys have been here for a while. You know the score. All the gray names are like, oh, I'm new here. Oh, I got spam, zoom, zoom. JC Hood, I just want to let you in on a little tidbit. It doesn't actually do anything. It's just bait for engagement. How does this one even work? How does this one even work? How does this even work? Do you go down? Or do you go up? What is this? Oh, you get knocked out. Okay. I have no idea how this map works. Oh, and then we got more. Oh, here we go. 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 Ah! Lucas 411. Lucas 411 with the win. Congratulations, Lucas. Let me pull you up here. Lucas with a K. That's how you know. Lucas with a K. That's how you know he's cool. There you go. So Lucas, you will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Everyone golf claps in chat for Lucas. Oh, I'm cold. I turned the heater off like 5 minutes ago and it just started getting cold out here. Okay. So we are going to call it there. We won't be continuing on with this until I get back from Smurf, either the Tuesday or the Friday. The Tuesday when I get back might be just hangout stream. Depends how tired I am after the travel and everything. So there's that. And again, I am planning on doing a quick stream on Thursday, but it'll just be a hangout, print and chill. No guarantees. If it does happen, it does happen. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Astromech stream. The Astromech stuff is off stream. I'm working on that. It's painting and sanding and stuff like that. It's hard to do that stuff on stream. If it gets to the point where we start doing electronics on it, doing that on stream might be something I do, but we'll see. And if it is taking place on stream, it'll probably be on Twitch because it'll be side project stuff. So there is that. Lucas, your email just went out, so congratulations there. So again, I do want to give a shout out to LDO Motors. They provided the kit used for this build series. If you are interested in getting a Micron kit for yourself, you can purchase it where fine LDO products are sold. Also shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the video description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. And for those that donate to the channel, give to memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And if I don't see you between then, hopefully I see you at Smurf. Goodbye. 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 I gotta turn everything off. Hopefully I don't forget to leave a camera on this time. Bye.